Actually, I will talk about you, Dave, and I'll talk about Extraplasm podcast as well. Not necessarily because you guys are related, even though you guys both like Ghostbusters, but I want to talk about YouTubing for a second, content creating for a second. Let me take a drink here. Almost went down the wrong windpipe. Almost. Or the windpipe. Oh, you see in the house? Good to see you. So content creation. YouTubing. As we approach the end of the year and as we enter that cold fall period of time, I've seen a lot of YouTubers, creators, podcasters discussing the whole idea of, should I end my channel and my show? Extraplasm talked about that on this week's episode. Dave was talking about that yesterday. You did a poll today, Dave. Spoiler alert, I said continue doing it. But a lot of people have been posting lately about wanting to end doing YouTube and podcasting and all that stuff. And my feeling will always be for all of you who have channels and do this thing that is, you're crazy for doing, because I will say that up front. Nobody who does this on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, we're all crazy. None of us are sane. Actually, I remember I had a day. I remember this was in my last apartment I was living in, the basement. And Duffman, oh yeah, in the house. Good to see you. With the mic. I had a day, and I couldn't tell you like when it was. I think it was pre-COVID, but I had a day where I was sitting there and I was like, why am I doing this YouTube thing? Like, why? Like, what if I do go for a job and people like look me up and they're like, who's this dude? I don't know. Not happening. Done. Or I think, I'm pretty sure it was when I was single, same thing. It was like, they decided to look me up. They find the YouTube channel, Instagram. They're like, nah. I was like, this thing could literally like ruin my life doing YouTube. And then I realized you're severely overthinking this thing. You're really overthinking this thing. You have fun doing it. You like doing it. This is before the live streaming was a thing. Because I didn't start live streaming until 2020, I believe. Yeah, it was during COVID. And I was like, you like doing this. Like, just keep making your videos. Keep doing your content. And the goal was to get better at it. And that became like the hobby. It was like, get better at doing YouTube. Because maybe one day you'll pop off. Because at the end of the day, you never know. And maybe that mentality in itself is crazier than the idea of doing YouTube. But you never know. You absolutely never know. And the one example I have of you never know is Joe Rogan. Ironically, right? The biggest podcaster in the world, Joe Rogan. If you've not done so, I highly encourage you at some point after you've watched the show. Or if you're on the replay, you can pause it, go watch, come back. If it's still up. Actually, I don't even know if it's still up. YouTube, Joe Rogan. Let's switch the screens here. Video, oldest. He took it down. He took it down. Wow, Justin Wren. Wow, I forgot about that guy. What I was going to say was go to the Joe Rogan podcast on YouTube and go to oldest and look at the first episode. Joe Rogan, episode 1. Oh, this is just a clip.
HD right now.
But isn't that like more bandwidth for people to download?
Yeah, but not when you have 20 megabytes,
Oh, but
crazy
it doesn't
internet.
affect them. It affects.
So this was what, 12 years ago, maybe 13 years ago, episode 1 of the JRE. it was shit. It was shit. And the guy's like, I'm just going to talk about stuff in front of the camera. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to do it. And you fast forward, and now it's like, it is the biggest podcast in the world. Now, yes, he was doing Fear Factor at that point, already started doing UFC stuff. So did he have a leg up over most of us that do this? Of course. But he was like, I just have fun talking to my friends. I'm just going to do it and see what happens. And even in me doing it, we are now, what? I've been YouTubing for 8 years, maybe 9 years, but I'd say 5 years, seriously. I meet all of you guys. Met all of you guys. Most of you I would not know if not for the channel. Hell, Anthony, the Rambling Nerd, you guys know that he and I we're peanut butter and jelly, right? Know each other in real life. Surprise, surprise. Aaron and Sal, I've met neither of them in real life, even though they're part of the channel. But Anthony and I met in real life before all this stuff, and didn't really become friends until this channel was a thing. When he messaged me and was like, I want to come on and talk about Batman or something. I think that's where it was. Louis in the house, good to see you. Henry in the house, good to see you. KO in the house, good to see you. Yeah, I was about to say, without this, you and I wouldn't be as close. Exactly. Like, doing YouTube, I've met so many of you, even to the extent that somebody I know in real life, I wasn't really that close a friend with until this thing. Because F it. Just going to do it and see what happens. What's the worst that happens? I suck and whatever. But if you have fun doing YouTube, if you, as EC just said, if you enjoy the ride of doing YouTube, just keep doing it. Keep enjoying it. And I know that it sucks that a lot of us can't do this full time. It sucks that a lot of us are not monetized. All these things are, especially imposter syndrome, a real thing. I know this technically won't be imposter syndrome, but seeing somebody else get monetized that started after you, or you feel like their content shit or whatever, it sucks sometimes, right? Being real, right? I'll be real I'm real all the time, I think, with you guys, but being extra real, right? It sucks. It sucks when you turn on YouTube and YouTube suggests a new YouTuber and you're like, who's this person? And it's new video was a month ago and they're already monetized, doing the same thing you do, talking about the same toys, talking about movie reviews, comic books, whatever. And they're already monetized, making all sorts of money, and the subscriber numbers are, it sucks. It's a punch to the gut, right? Imposter syndrome is when you don't think you're good enough because of other people. But usually you're better than most people, I think. So that's what counts as imposter syndrome. Either way, it's a shitty feeling, right? And that happens a lot. A lot of us experience that. So I say all that because if you enjoy doing this, whether it's unboxings, whether it's talking to strangers, talking to a camera in a room by yourself, whatever it may be, if you enjoy it, keep going. It'll suck. If you got to take time off to go do something with your family, if you got to miss a week because you have something with your job, so be it. But keep doing it. Keep on going, because you just never know. Will we all be Joe Rogan? Probably not. Will we all be Mr. Beast? Probably not. Will we all will we all get our respective channels to the point that doing YouTube is like a part-time job money-wise? Probably not. But if you enjoy the interactions and the feeling of I'm going to sit down, hit record, and I'm just going to talk about this figure and how much I like it, and I'm going to hit publish. If you enjoy doing that, keep doing it. Keep doing it. That's my message. F everybody else, all of that. Because everybody runs into those moments where they're like, I should stop. I'm not doing well. The world's out to get me. Nobody cares. We all run into that. But if you enjoy it, trust me, it's a worse feeling purposefully not doing it. You're going to feel shittier not doing it than you would feel shitty doing it and nobody watching. I wish I could find a way to make that rhyme so that would have sounded cooler. But there's my speech. There's my TED Talk. Thanks for listening. Now you need to do an extra pour of...
More specifically, vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, perfect beer.
There you go. Henry Resilient with the super chat. You are too kind. Here's a little motivation. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Funny. I was using an example of the JDF Austin St. John beef video I have, which is how Henry and I kind of met each other through that video. Random ass video. I was explaining to somebody at work how, ironically, coincidentally, I was saying you never know. They were like, oh, this person feels like they might be shadow banned on YouTube. And I was like, well, I don't think shadow banning on YouTube exists the way most people think it exists, right? For example, somebody as big as Joe Rogan that like YouTube knows exists, like people in the boardroom know Joe Rogan exists. Could they make a call that's like, don't push him on the homepage for like 24 hours? Sure. Totally. They could do that. Millennium in the house. Good to see you. They could totally do that. Right. But the average person, they're not like looking at your page being like, you're blocked. I don't believe that personally. I believe that you can make shitty thumbnails. You can have a shitty video, audio wise, maybe video wise. Your topic could be boring. I believe there's a whole list of things that can exist that cause your video to not perform well before shadow banning. And one of the things that happens is they go based on watch hours or watch time, right? If people or click through rate. If people click on your video, they're out of there in like 3 seconds. Eventually YouTube's like, and the algorithm is like, all right, the people probably don't like this. They keep jumping off it really fast. Let's not push that. But maybe this other video, the click-through rate, people are staying in there longer, watching the videos. Let's push that video, right? That's kind of what happens. So I say all that because I was saying how, again, you never know. One day I'm sitting at home. I am watching something JDF related. I think it was around the time Austin St. John got busted or came out about him with the PPE or PP whatever scam. And I was like, I'm curious. I want to know about the scam, the beef between him and JDF. Like, where did this really start? And I saw the answers and I was like, I'm going to make a video about this randomly. I did a whole Hey Archer Live, just Hey Archer podcast, which I haven't done in forever. I did a whole Hey Archer podcast. And then in there, I was like, I'm going to do a segment about my research on why do JDF and Austin St. John hate each other. Made the video, randomly decided I'm going to clip that part, put it out there in case somebody ever wants to see. And who knew? Like, who knew JDF sadly would go? People would decide, I want to look into JDF's life. And then the shit happens. It blows up. That one video blows up off of I'll just try it. I just feel like doing this, Yeah, it blew up. That's, again, I'm always going to say, you never know. If you have an idea, if there's a video you want to make, just put it out there because you never know. That could be your best video. It could be the one that like resonates with people. It could be a topic that like at some point in time, and that's the thing too, the JDF video that popped off on the channel, I'm taking like the whole podcast, doing a freaking TED talk. The JDF video that is my most watched video on this channel didn't come out around his death. The video was 5-6 months earlier. And then at 5-6 months later, people are looking him up. And then that video eventually starts to trend. That's how it works. Sometimes it's not that moment. There could be a video right now that you made yesterday that a year from now pops off because of something that happens that is big in whatever topic that is. People start searching it. A couple of people watch that video. They watch longer than they watch your other videos. They watch for longer than other videos on that topic. And all of a sudden YouTube starts doing a little push, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Hell, this thing on Instagram, right? I think I showed this last week, and I'll show it again. This Sam Wilson video I dropped on Instagram. 5.8 million plays on it, 3.2 replays. I've reached 2.5 million accounts. I didn't plan this. I didn't plan it. After like 1 million, I was like, oh, I'm going to run an ad on it. And I only got 360 views after that ad. I didn't do shit. But on its own, it was performing well. So Instagram decided to push it. But I didn't sit down and study other Instagram videos on this topic, or I didn't study any. I was just like, oh, I have this idea. I'm just going to throw it out there. See what happens, and 1 out of 1,000, I probably posted more than 1,000, but that one video popped off over everything else. Everything else doesn't really do that much. So you just don't know. You might as well just keep making the content. If you enjoy doing it, just keep making it. It's going to hurt your feelings and hurt you in the soul more knowing that you're stopping yourself from doing it than it is to just do it. Yeah, that Omni-Man scene is legendary. Yeah. It's great. It's all true. Yeah. It was great. That shit was great. When that video popped off and we got monetized, it was great. And then we lost it. Ironically, with Mr. Falcon there. And then you guys all pushed me back into monetization. But here's the other crazy part. I wouldn't have met you guys to even help me get the push back to monetization if not for doing YouTube and not showing up every week and just interacting with you guys and talking with you guys. And there's plenty of days where I don't want to do this. Plenty of days where I'm just like, F it. But it would bother me more to sit down out there and know I could be doing this, but I'm actively choosing not to. That would bother me more than just doing it, even if there's nobody here. Because in case a lot of you forgot, JB in the house, good to see you. Some of you, that weren't there in the beginning, there was plenty of live streams. There was nobody here. If you go back, I don't even know if I have them here. I probably deleted them for algorithm reasons. But if you go back to the early episodes of live, there's nobody there. Just talking to myself. There's a couple of them where I was like, at first I was like, oh, trying to help people learn how to make videos. And I was like, oh, submit your questions and I'll answer them on live. I wrote down my own effing questions and read them on live to nobody. But you just keep doing it. If you like doing it, you keep doing it. And at a certain point, you got to say, what is it I would want to watch? And can I make that? Ergo, those questions I wrote. How do I do this thing? Oh, I should research that. Oh, you know what? I'm going to write it down and pretend somebody submitted this so I can answer it. Because I think that's interesting. Just keep doing it. So to everybody who's feeling it, especially as the sun is out for shorter periods of time, as we approach the holiday season, and at times the holidays can be very depressing because of family stuff. Usually it's family stuff. I feel you. I feel you on it. But if you feel like this thing is your calling, If you've made it past making 5 videos, making 5 podcast episodes, making 5 unboxing videos, if you made it past 5, there's something there. You enjoy this thing. Keep fucking doing it. Keep fucking doing it. Keep fucking doing it. Because F it. You just don't know. You never know. You never know. Figure Fever in the house. Good to see you. To be honest, there are times I don't want to do this. Sorry, I don't have enough time to watch everyone's videos. That's real. That's real. I can't watch everybody's videos here. I try. I mean, hell, Henry pops out like fucking 5 videos a day. I can't watch them all. But I watch a decent amount, and I like being subscribed, bell notifications, all that stuff. Did I say hi to Millennium already? I'll say hi anyway. What's up, Rex? We all try. Millennium had some questions on videos, and I was like, yeah, I'll help you out. I've asked other people here questions, things I don't know, but the thing is, we all ask each other, and we're all interested, and we all watch these things because we all give a shit about it, and we all want to get better at it, and that should be the goal. The goal should always be to, I didn't say it before, I'll say it now, or maybe I don't think I did, but the goal should always be your next video, your next podcast, your next unboxing video should be better than the last one. You should watch your shit back. It's become a thing to say, I don't watch my old videos. No, you should watch your old videos. If you can't get through one of your old videos, there's a fucking problem with your videos. Unless there's rule breakers here, like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan doesn't have to watch any of his old videos. He doesn't have to. Because you're all watching them. A lot of us probably don't here, but most of America's watching the videos. So he doesn't have to abide by that rule, but I feel like you should be rewatching your videos from time to time. For one, you can see where you started from, see how much better you've gotten. But 2, if you can't watch your own video and you think it's boring as shit, everybody else is going to think it's boring as shit. Legit. Fucking legit. I slowed down now to, I shoot 1 for 1 video per day on the Clips channel. There you go. Quality over quantity. Yeah. And they're great clips. Topic, point, answer, receipts, boom. Right? But Henry didn't start making videos like that. What's up, Marsha? Good to see you. Happy belated birthday to you. So always strive to be better. And I will say this to all the toy hunters in the chat. And some of you have been doing it, which I'm happy for. From time to time, take some of the toy budget, get some new gear. Be like, hey, is there a new camera I can buy, new mics I can buy, new whatever I can buy? Do that. Invest in yourself too. Don't just invest in these other companies. Invest in yourself, upgrade, and have fun. Have fun. So that was a long ass rant. How far are we into this? 38 minutes? Sorry.